It's important that the installer has credentials because, as we've seen in here with this attic, the way it was wired, it would have physically caught this house on fire.
Here we were paying for something that does not work. We have panels on the roof and we have wires in our attic. Hopefully today we can share some things that will be beneficial to all of you who may be considering solar installation, and some good tips and tricks and things that you should know before you engage in a project like this.
Some of the first steps that a consumer can do to make sure that they have a qualified solar contractor is first go to the NAPCEP website and check to see if the contractor is listed as a NAPCEP professional. It's a great program. When you get audited, it is something that once a consumer realizes what that program is, that it takes about 90% of the consumer's doubt out, saying that this organization, which is a nonprofit, tested and vetted this company, and then we know that they've meet all the requirements and it's going to be fine. Also, a good resource is a website called Solar Reviews, which is an independent review website that consumers go to express their experiences with both contractor and then also the manufacturer's equipment. You can also go on to your Secretary of State's website and make sure that they are a licensed and registered business entity. Also, the city or the HJ, which is the authority having jurisdiction, could be county, could be state, depending on where you live. And then of course you can use resources like Google, looking at consumers' submitted reviews, talking with the installer, getting maybe some referrals, perhaps in your general area that you can talk to. Like literally take the time and talk to the consumer, call them, email them. Maybe they can even invite you over to take a look at their system and share their experience. All companies are probably gonna have some issues at some point. It's how they handle them. It's important to look at the information and then see how it was handled and to make sure that everyone was, had a happy outcome out of it, and go from there.
Well, hi, we are Harry and Steph Grunendijk and have had an interesting solar installation experience. We were sitting here and had a couple electric vehicles. We're like, hey, it would probably be a good idea for us to research and do solar. At the time, we were like, oh, this could be really beneficial for us. And, you know, of course, the eco side of it as well. We then got an appointment in July, and they quickly convinced us and we signed up for it. They came out and did a partial installation. They were here for a day and they didn't get finished. And then they would schedule out again a few weeks, and I would contact their project manager and it would be a couple more weeks of delay. And we get back from vacation and we open this envelope and it's from the city of Urbandale, and they say, sorry, you have to remove your solar panels. There has been no permit for this project. So you have so many hours to respond to this. And so I was in shock. I was like, how can this happen? As we went and waited for that process, we found out that the company went bankrupt. And so here we were paying for something that does not work. We have panels on the roof and we have wires in our attic. We contacted a couple other solar companies in trying to find somebody personally to come in and finish the deal. In May, actually, we contacted Jason at ECG, and he has taken the ball for us and has had to do a lot of extra legwork because of all this, but has taken us, which is now very close to the finish line, where we have solar operational. We're just waiting for the final witness test and on to the next and final step of permission to operate, the PTO. You know, just the quality of workmanship, and maybe it leads directly to the level of licensing needed for solar installations. But for whatever reason, yeah, we had a hole in our ceiling that we ended up having to pay for. And so that's not an instance that we want anybody to have on their install either.